Get over here!
Here we are, in the haunted wasteland, where nothing survives. It is nothing but sand, desert. It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I was about to say, are we gonna be cool if we don't make the Anakin reference, or should we just do it now?
Look, we did an entire countdown of desert levels, and there was no way we were avoiding that. We're not avoiding it here either. And oh, right. So we actually got to do this. Hi, sir.
Well, come. I'm selling stuff. Strange and rare, from all over the world to everybody. Today's special is a dangerous running object. Terrifying. I won't tell you what it is until I see the money. How about 200 rupees?
So we know that's a bomb chew.
Yeah, that's a bomb chew.
I don't think we can carry anymore.
No. Oh, that's too bad. The mark that will lead you to the Spirit Temple is the flag on the left, outside the shop. If you change your mind, please come back again.
Okay, what do you got, Navi? The desert... Oh, she said this before. So, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode... What episode is this?
Veinte y siete. That was terrible Spanish. Veinte y siete.
If you wanna an easy way to go about it, 27.
27.
Yeah. Cause yeah, you're right. It is 27, kinda like how we say,
But people don't really hit the E.
101.
Yeah.
But, we just say 101.
Yeah.
In Spanish, it's, 27.
Okay.
So, yeah, welcome to episode 27 of Let's Play, I keep wanting to say Fire Emblem. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the ComicFoil.
I am Scatterbrain.
You did a sync test, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, sorry.
I'm pretty sure I did. See, now you make me self-conscious about it because now that you mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
I am very, very certain that I did. Now watch as I go through the editing and I did not.
One with the Eye of Truth shall be guided to the Spirit Temple by an inviting ghost.
You know, often, in my experience, in Link's experience, I'm pretty sure ghosts were not, in fact, inviting. But what's down here first, actually? Oh, hey!
Dampé was pretty inviting.
Oh, that's true, actually. Can't really say the same about those ghosts in the Forest Temple, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that was needed.
Find a Skulltula. Okay, so that was number 91. Got it.
Alright, and real quick, let's do this. Hi. Oh, that's...
It makes sense for it to have it facing you if you're playing with it. Yeah, one thing I do not miss about old Zelda is the low rupee limits.
Yeah.
That's, been practically phased out of even the remakes of these games.
Is 500, the maximum in this game forever?
I think it is.
Huh.
I think they didn't want to add a fourth numeral to that.
You know what? I can. Here's the thing, though. One more numeral would, in fact, fix a lot of the issues that we have of finding all these rupees just lying around. Hi.
I'll be your guide on your way, but coming back, I won't play. I'll show you the only way to go, so follow me and don't be slow.
Hey, Link, doesn't that look like...
Yeah, but... Well, you heard the one guy, in Hammerspace. Dampé was inviting, so I'm assuming she is too.
Am I the guy in Hammerspace?
I don't know. I had to... Ow.
Oh, it's a lever.
Oh, yeah. We haven't seen those guys yet, have we?
Yeah. I was thinking back... oh, by the way, Sharp and Flat also were, I wouldn't say they were inviting because they did attack you.
Yeah,
but then they kind of came around.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we understand that you're just a kid, appreciating your music, so you're chill.
I tend to think for a lot of ghosts, it is a strange process that causes you to, like, stay on the mortal plane when you die.
Oh, there have been discussions about that sort of thing, like, throughout all of, like, Dungeons and Dragons discussions, fantasy discussions, all that jazz.
Like, I found in D&D, it's just that, like, ghosts can be nice guys, but they tend not to just because, like, the process that made them a ghost usually is some kind of, like, deep dissatisfaction, or, like, they're not, like, as emotionally reasonable as people commonly are.
Yeah, it's actually, like, that's one of the cool things that I like about...
Like, they're literally still here because of some obsession that they had, which is now the only thought on their mind.
Mm-hmm. It's actually, like, yeah, because, like, you can like, make the, usual... you can usually, like, assume, oh, they're here because of, like, what was it? Unfinished business, as it were, which is, like, the most common thing. The other one is that they were conjured by a medium, or, like, some malevolent forces, like, binding them to this mortal realm. There's a whole conversation we can have about ghosts that's, like, that, can be very, very interesting, and,
Song of Storms. Maybe you can fill in that little spot there.
You know what? I didn't even consider that. Yeah, I don't exactly remember what the deal is. Oh, shoot, you're right.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I bless the rains.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, gather some fairies for yourself here.
Honestly, dude? Cool.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm gonna talk about Discworld again because at least one person likes when I talk about Discworld, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But speaking of ghosts,
no, there's a lot of people. There's been a few comments talking about Discworld, and like I kind of appreciate that. It makes me more and more want to check it out.
So because we were talking about ghosts, I really like how Discworld explains ghosts also.
Yeah.
So Death is a major character in all the Discworld books. He comes to ferry you off when you die, and sometimes he gets a report that somebody's spirit is to remain here, usually because of unfinished business or something.
Yeah.
That's usually decided by the god Fate.
Okay.
Which, another funny thing, there are two of the gods in Discworld. One of them is Fate, who is the god of what's ordained to happen, and then there's also Fortune, who's the god of what happens anyway. And they tend to bicker a lot, but anyway.
Right.
So what's funny about being a ghost, and when you like find out you're gonna be a ghost, and you're like, well, Death, like, what am I supposed to do? I can't leave this place. And Death's like, I don't know, I just got a call from above. This comes from above. This is above my pay grade. I don't know why you're a ghost. I let you die. That's the end of my job. But what's interesting is the feeling of being a ghost, because so much of human emotion is chemistry, is like when you're angry, you feel like your blood boiling. When you're scared, you feel like shortness of breath.
Or like your blood runs cold.
Yeah, so when you're a ghost, your emotions are really, really muted because a lot of the physical responses to things are gone.
Oh, nuts!
So that's part of why a lot of being a ghost is just wanting to do the thing. You still have desires, but you don't have as strong emotions, because emotions are a living thing.
That is... Oh, that's interesting, actually. I never considered that.
So they usually still want to like, solve their unfinished business because they don't like being here, but they don't... And that does make it kind of hard to reason with a ghost, because they don't have emotional responses like everybody else you'll talk to.
Mm-hmm.
You can't appeal to their emotions because they don't have any. You can't make them feel bad.
And apparently, which means that they cannot feel Nehru's love either,
No.
which is unfortunate. So yeah, Nehru's love. Cast this to create a powerful protective barrier. Again, one of the lesser used spells in this game, but hey.
Nehru's love is in effect for only a limited time, so use it carefully.
You're getting very close with that.
When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. If you think that's forward, Breath of the Wild's like, hold my
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like, hold my, Romani.
Hold my Chateau Romani?
Hold my Chateau
Or
Romani.
Hold my Noble Pursuit?
That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of
Noble
it.
Pursuit?
Hold my Noble Pursuit.
Alright, so any other secrets that we can snag here while we're searching around?
Well, there's a heart right up there, but we'll need to plant the magic beams in the pass for that.
And then there's this boulder here. There's a couple of things here, these circles. Am I gonna feel the... Really appreciated that these guys were not here.
On top of one of the palm trees, there should be a Skulltula.
On top of one of the palm trees?
Yeah, so maybe go back up to
to the oasis,
where the
right?
oasis was, yeah.
Yeah, no, the concept of whole, like, it's actually kind of funny that you mentioned ghosts, right? Because that's kind of, like, fitting. We're here at the Spirit Temple. That's kind of, like, a whole thing.
Yeah.
Just gonna say right now, I'm excited about this one because I love the Spirit Temple.
This
is probably my favorite temple in this game.
This is maybe the best temple in the game.
Oh, easily.
We're gonna want to turn it back into night, also.
Oh, that might be the reason why I didn't see it earlier. Do I have to run into the tree, or is it just going to be up there?
I don't know, but it needs to be nighttime anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so things like that, like Spirit, like Discworld has its own interesting version of like how ghosts work and things like that. That's why, like, when we're doing countdowns about like something like vampires or ghosts and like what counts as what. Oh, can you see it on the side of the tree back there?
Oh, I see it. I would really appreciate it if these guys weren't, like, on my butt about it, though.
Yeah, leave her alone, right? I thought that was pretty good. Man, tough crowd.
I'm going to fully admit that took me a moment. I am not going to deny that took me a moment.
You didn't groan immediately, and I'm sorry to say I was disappointed that it didn't cause you pain.
So you do appreciate it when I, like, react to this nonsense.
I didn't think I did until just now.
Oh my lord.
When it wasn't there, I realized how sad that made
me. You don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Yeah. Don't it always seem to go?
Alright, so yeah, I think we just need to, like, go in here at this point.
Yeah, there is
a heart piece up there, but again, we're gonna need the thing.
Yeah.
Love this theme. Love this theme, love this dungeon, man.
I love a good ancient Egypt themed thing. Not as much as Amber does, but... Because Amber's the true Egyptophile.
Yeah, for fun fact for those who don't know, Amber is a huge fan of Egyptian mythology. It might be her favorite, like, pantheon for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Has she seen Moon Knight?
I don't know. I would not be
surprised. We should watch Moon Knight.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if she has.
Let's hang out and watch Moon Knight.
There's a couple of things that are, like, coming out soon that, like, I would love to, like, sit down and watch with you. What was it? There's a series coming out soon that I think, you and Allie would also like. I don't remember what it was, though, because, like, we've been... So, like, one series we've been watching recently is Frieren. And, like, Frieren is amazing.
Oh, what? I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is.
Oh, you would... Okay, that's one series you need to watch. Basically, Frieren is... So we can't go anywhere here.
So I think we need to go back out now.
Yeah, and that's going to trigger a cutscene.
Yeah.
Long story short, Frieren basically depicts the life of an elf who's lived long enough to see just how precious time is to everyone else but her. It's really, really cool. There's a lot of pathos. It's a really, really... And it has a really, really cool, like... system for, like, explaining magic and, like, the lives of elves and everything. Anyway.
Cool.
Past, present, future.
I love seeing Kaepora fly by in the background there.
The Master Sword is a ship with which one can sail upstream and downstream through Time's river. The port for that ship is the Temple of Time. To restore the Desert Colossus and enter the Spirit Temple, you must travel back through Time's flow. listen to this requiem of spirit. This melody will lead a child back to the desert.
That's also an extremely good Ocarina song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a beautiful one.
And that's the last song in the game.
It is.
Every time.
Every time. It's fine. We got work to do.
Now you may be asking, how did Sheik make the sand shoot up like that? And it's totally possible that, like, since Zelda knows some magic, maybe, like, she can also do things like Ferori's Wind to manipulate sand.
Mm-hmm.
But also, a big part of being a ninja isn't actually making the elements move, it's knowing when the elements will move.
Yeah.
So Sheik could have just been like, okay, I see the wind starting to pick up, 3, 2, 1, sand, back up.
Yup. Nah, I really like how they explain that. There we go.
One thing I see a lot of people asking for in whatever the next console Zelda game, well, console, they're all console now, the next big Zelda game is, like, a return of, like, playable songs like this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's actually something I would not mind either, because if there's one thing the Zelda series has really emphasized throughout pretty much the entire franchise is that music in and of itself is its own sort of magic.
Yeah.
And they really emphasize it in Ocarina of Time. Even as far as, like, the very first title, there was the flute, which, like, you know, had its own semblance of magic. Stunning, what's it called? Dig Dogger, using it to warp different places. Yeah, no, it had its own whole thing. And
yeah. Link to the Past had the flute to call the bird and warp around.
Yep, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons has their own instruments. The entire franchise is very heavy on, like, the magic of music for all intents and purposes.
Spirit Tracks has the Spirit Flute. Even, I didn't particularly like the mechanic for it, but there was the Goddess Harp in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it either, but, like, you know, I can appreciate what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah.
There was the pan flute in
Spirit Tracks.
Yeah, that you mentioned that one already, right?
Yeah, I'd say about half of the games have some sort of instrument mechanic. The Ocarina comes back in Majora's Mask, of course. The Wind Waker. Twilight Princess has the wolf songs.
Which is super cool if you ask me.
Oh, actually, while we're here, so we don't forget, can you find the place to plant the...
That's actually a good point.
I feel like we're gonna forget if we don't do it now.
Where is it, though, is the question.
I'm not entirely sure.
Meanwhile, these things are just gonna continuously chase me.
Yeah, levers are tough.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and search around and see if we can find this little pile of soil. We'll be right back, guys. Okay, well, it turns out we didn't have to look far. We're just blind.
Yeah, we walked right past it.
Oh, well. Oh, nuts! We don't have bugs!
We don't have bugs.
Cripe!
We gotta go get some bugs. I
mean, we can do that right now real quick if we want.
Yeah.
I know where we can find some.
The graveyard has them if you want to go towards the Spirit Temple.
You mean the Shadow Temple?
Yes. Shadow Spirit.
What was it again?
Got it.
Ever since you made that one comment about me remembering all these, I've made it a point to never look up these songs because I have a pride I must obtain, I must, maintain now.
See, I like that because you can look them up on the pause screen whenever you want, so it's not like you can get stuck, but it does kind of, reward people for memorizing them, because you can just do things a little faster.
Yeah, no, music has always been a thing with me, so, I always like to try and remember all of them.
Well, we've talked about this before. You tended to memorize everything you played on piano.
Yeah. Was it here?
I think it's under that.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
perfect.
The good news is this should be the last bug we need.
Alright. Oop. Oh, no, I remember now. There it is.
I like how there's a bomb floating.
But yeah, that was something that was always, I always got compliments on it when I was a kid.
It was
and
extremely
as a teenager.
impressive.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's it's kind of a double-edged sword, unfortunately, because I did have a talent for memorizing everything I played, memorizing everything I heard, and it also gave me the talent to, if I hear a song enough, I can sit down at the piano and eventually figure it out by myself without having to look up sheet music or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. I do not have the talent to sight read.
Yeah, but that, makes sense. That's, I think that's a fairly common trade-off.
Yeah, that's generally the trade-off when you have that sort of, thing, is, if you're a sight reader, then chances are you're not going to be able to, memorize things and retain songs as well. You need sheet music in front of you in order to play something.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you're like me, you can retain songs for a good long while and just memorize them and be able to play them, without sheet music and everything. The problem is, if someone puts a sheet of, music in front of you, I would not be able to figure it out, right out of the gate. I cannot... I do not have that same talent for sight reading.
Yeah. Well, so not quickly, but could you at least read music enough to okay, I know it's saying these notes?
Yes, I can read music. I just can't read it out of the gate. If someone gave me a sheet of music, I'd have to sit down and study.
You're not
it
okay, let's go.
Exactly. I need to take some time to do it. Hello.
New character just dropped.
Haven't seen you around, kid. What do you want? To see the temple. You're just a kid. The temple is no place for kids. A sage? I don't know anyone like that. Yeah, just wait, Nabooru. You have nothing to do? Good timing. Can you do me a favor, kid? Wait a second. I want to ask you first. You wouldn't happen to be one of Ganondorf's followers, would you? I hate Ganondorf.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Uh-huh. You've got guts. I think I like you. Hey, wait a second. Didn't Ganondorf say that same thing?
You're right. Yeah,
You've got guts, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think...
obviously, they come from the same, realm and everything. They're both Gerudo, but...
I think Nabooru and Ganondorf were close.
Interesting!
I think they were very close.
At one point, anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, little connection.
She's, high up in the rankings. And
she is essentially the de facto Gerudo chief, with Ganondorf pretty much gone AWOL.
Yeah,
at this point.
at least when he's not around. Yeah, because we're back in the past right now, so Ganondorf right now is, doing, ambassador stuff for Hyrule, but he is the Gerudo king.
He has chased Zelda out of the castle by this point, though.
Yeah.
But we don't know if Nabooru knows that.
But Nabooru is, who was left in charge when Ganondorf was gone.
Yep.
So he most likely handpicked her.
First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Nabooru of the Gerudo. I'm a lone wolf thief. But don't get me wrong. Though we're both thieves, I'm completely different from Ganondorf. With his followers, he stole from women and children, and even killed people. A kid like you may not know this, but the Gerudo race consists only of women. Only one man is born every 100 years. Even though our laws say that the lone male Gerudo must become king of the Gerudo, I'll never bow to such an evil man. By the way, what is your name, kid?
It's Link.
Link? What kind of name is that? Well, anyway. I want to ask you a favor.
It's a canon name.
Will you get through this tiny hole and get a treasure that's inside? The treasure is the silver gauntlets. If you equip them, you can easily push and pull very heavy things. No, kid. Don't even think about taking this treasure for yourself.
I wasn't thinking that. You kinda were. Shut it.
The silver gauntlets won't fit a little kid like you if you try to equip them. I want you to be a good boy and give them to me. Ganondorf and his minions are using the Spirit Temple as a hideout. Only the silver gauntlets will allow me to sneak deep into the temple. Once there, I'm going to steal all the treasure inside and mess up their plans. How about it? Will you do it?
Think this'll work, Link?
We don't really have a choice. But yeah, we might as well. Thanks, kid. You and I, let's give Ganondorf and his followers a big surprise, shall we? If you can successfully get the silver gauntlets, I'll do something great for you. So yeah, interesting little bit there. Yeah, I imagine she and Ganondorf might have been close, but after she realized what kind of leader Ganondorf was, there's no way in heck she was going to, like, facilitate that anymore.
Do you remember a Flash cartoon called The Return of Ganondorf?
Yes, actually.
It was by Legendary Frog. I always think, because it's a parody, it's about, like, Ganondorf comes back, but he's, like, a good guy now, and Link doesn't trust him, so he's trying to prove Ganondorf's still evil. There's a part where Link is spying because Ganondorf, for some reason, is invited to Zelda's slumber party.
Oh.
So it's Zelda, Saria, Malon, and then, like, it pans over and Ganondorf's there. And
oh, yeah.
But, like, they're all talking about how, like, they all have a crush on Link. And they're like, how about you, Ganondorf? Any secret crushes? And he says, Nabooru and I used to be an item, but she turned traitorous. I imprisoned her in a statue, and now she is nothing to me. So, I mean, that is the entire basis for me thinking that they might have dated once.
Okay, you know what? I still wouldn't put it past Ganondorf in any way.
Yeah.
Although, like, that's actually, like, that would bring up an interesting, like, thought process in that, like, you know, we know that Gerudo women go out to find boyfriends, in order to, basically, like, you know, find love and also continue the Gerudo race, right?
Yeah.
Does the same apply to the men? Or do they marry within the Gerudo, race?
I would think they marry within the tribe, because, like... Yeah, and it's already considered, like, a big deal, one male born every 100 years, and he's automatically made king. Like, he's probably very sought after.
That's fair, honestly. Like, I imagine, like, Gerudo women would be, like, absolutely, I guess you could say, like...
He would pull. Ganondorf pulls.
Yeah. They would definitely be eager to...
We've seen him without a shirt on, dude.
Yeah!
Dude's fine.
Like, they would definitely, like, aim to see if they can, like, it's a very good seat of power, let's just say.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I would not doubt that Ganondorf could probably, like, find his way in, like, to Gerudo women's charms, let's be real for a moment.
So my thought maybe is... Maybe they weren't, like, even really, like, dating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be that Nabooru hates him so much because she got to know him very well and is like, oh, this guy's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder, because she's, like, such a great thief and such a great leader and, like, obviously has, like, earned a position for herself in the tribe, maybe she was like, assumed to become... Like, it might have been, like, sort of, like, arranged, just like, oh yeah, you're, like... You know, you're our highest-ranked Gerudo, you're, like, a like, squad leader, and he's the king.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might have been just, like, kind of very political.
I could also see the argument of, like, maybe Ganondorf did choose her.
Yeah. And Ganondorf doesn't seem like somebody who particularly cares about, like, who he's going to marry. But, you know, he might have just, like, gone along with the traditions of his tribe anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to think about. Yeah, this part is always interesting because...
God.
It's interesting to have another temple this late in the game with Kid Link. And the
That
well...
is true, yeah.
The well is sort of that, but this is like...
Like, this is, like, the only temple in the game. Thank you, game! You're being smart about it!
Yeah, it feels good to, like, get to use all your kid tools in a dungeon again.
Yeah, I think this is the only dungeon that functions this way, in that you have to go through a good portion of it as Kid Link before you can, like, beat it as Adult Link. Specifically because of the requirement of the Silver Gauntlets. Oh, these things! Okay, these guys are kind of oh my fucking god. Well, the Anubis.
I completely forgot about that. You want to equip your Hylian shield?
Probably, but before that...
I'm trying to figure out which Skulltula it even was that you got back there. Gold Skulltula is located in the room found early on with the 5 silver rupees and a wall master.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I see. It was supposed to have me, like, do this puzzle with, like, the platforming and everything, but I was able to beat the Anubis just by using Din's Fire.
Nice.
I like the fact... Oh, wall masters! Sure, fine. I do not like wall masters. They're not showing up yet, though. Oh, there it is.
Will Nabooru's love protect you from a wall master?
I don't know if I want to test that! That's actually an interesting question. Do we want to test that, actually?
Sure. I mean, it's not too much trouble to get back here.
That's true. Oh, wow!
Yeah, it seems like it repelled it. So that's something to think about if you ever, like, have wall masters and you don't feel like you're gonna be able to avoid him.
Huh! I mean, like, that it's kind of a moot point because you can just avoid them by, like, looking up. But yeah, no, I never thought to use Nehru's love. Huh!
Oh!
You're never gonna get over that, are you?
You do make beetle sounds sometimes.
I do. I'm not gonna deny it.
They're great sounds, I mean. Everybody loves beetle.
It was interesting because, okay, so there was this one dude who posted on Blue Sky. I don't remember your tag, so I apologize. But he was like, okay, those in the comments, or like people respond to this post. Besides the big three, Link, Ganondorf, and Zelda, who is your favorite character in all of the Legend of Zelda series? A remarkable amount of people basically said Midna. Which is not a surprise whatsoever.
That would probably be my guess, yeah.
Yeah, that would be mine, honestly, because, like, Midna is just an amazing character, like, overall. I did say, however, if it was not for, Midna, I would actually probably say Beetle. If only because, like, again, just Beetle's gotten so much charm and, like, a good amount of just, fun interaction, and, like, he's kind of become, like, a bit of a, like, de facto mascot of the series. And, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom made him, like, even better.
Yeah. Few characters have appeared in as many games in as prominent a role. Like, it's him and Tingle and Impa, I feel like.
Yeah.
And unlike... He's appeared more than Tingle, I think, at this point.
Okay, so this is interesting, right? This is one of the places where I actually find a good use for the Bombchus.
Minna is easily my number one, like, if we get another Zelda character in a Smash Brothers game. It should be Minna.
Oh, no question.
I've had a lot of different thoughts about how it would work. But I think ideally she'd either be riding Wolf Link or riding, like, a spectral wolf like she does in Hyrule Warriors.
Mm-hmm. I do gotta time it.
Oh, bomb cheese.
Got it! Yeah, we might as well go ahead and ask that question. Like, if there was a, do we get more Bombchus there, actually?
That would make sense.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty much the prompt there. If you had to pick some other characters to appear in Smash Brothers... Oh my god, thank you, game. To appear in, Smash Brothers from the Legend of Zelda series, Midna would definitely be up there, but who else would you say would very much fit in, the Smash Brothers roster?
My very close to it actually is Tingle, just because Tingle has such a big presence both in Zelda and having his own series. And while...
And Japan loves him.
Yeah, people kind of hate him here, but...
Like, yeah, he's generally not a liked character in America, but in Japan, they love Beetle.
Yeah. So I could see...
Or not Beetle, Tingle.
I can see Tingle with, like, a, like, rupee-centric, like, something with rupees, bombs, balloons.
In Hyrule Warriors, his entire moveset basically has him, like, beating people up with a rupee bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a Skulltula down there. I think that's where we need, the Scarecrow song. We can't reach it here without, Adult Link, so we're gonna have to make a note of that one. I love this whole thing. Like, this temple is incredible.
Yeah.
We'll get into the discussion about, like, what this temple was originally for, though I'm gonna be real with you, just the sheer architecture and the way this place is designed, it makes it pretty obvious what this place was for.
I mean, I think the Gerudo must have had their own religion.
Yeah, their own religion, and I would not be surprised if this was some sort of, like, Gerudo burial ground.
Yeah.
Like, a straight-up tomb.
And there's text in this game about, like, the goddess of the sand.
True! Huh. Actually, yeah, now that you mention that,
I forget a lot of it, but, like, I bet Zelda theorists have made some, like, interesting parallels between that and the, like, 8 Warriors lore that exists in Breath of the Wild.
But, yeah, in terms of, like, other characters in the Zelda series that I feel would be really good addition to the Smash roster, I'm just gonna say right now, I want Impa.
Impa could be great.
Either Hyrule Warriors, like, Big Blade Impa, or, even, like, Breath of the Wild, or, like, Age of Calamity Ninja Impa, I think would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say number 1, Midna, number 2, Tingle, number 3, Impa. And one more that I thought about a lot. This might be a weirder pick as far as, like, how significant it is in the series.
Yeah.
But I really just want a Goron.
Oh, yeah.
It could be Darunia, it could be Daruk, it could be Yonobo. But
if I had to
that would
make
be such a fun moveset.
If I had to make a choice for that one, my vote would be for Darunia.
Yeah. I think it would be really great. I think most of the time he would, like, punch, like, Goron Link. Maybe some of his smashes would have Megaton Hammer.
Gonna be real, honestly, like, there's a lot of, potential with just the, like, champions and, like, the main characters of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom as a whole. If Age of Calamity is anything to go by, you could totally make a moveset out of, like, Mipha and Sidon.
Yeah.
Out of Teba and
Revali.
Revali. Like, there's so much potential there. I'm gonna be, like, honestly...
Out of Riju and Urbosa.
Yeah, Yunobo and Daruk, absolutely. Like, there's tons of potential there. But that's also just saying, like, there's tons of potential just for, like, you know, Zelda characters in general, because, like, Smash Brothers is just really, really good at that.
Yeah, at this point, I think they could make anything into a character.
Essentially, they made a Smash Brothers character out of an old ass NES peripheral. They made a Smash roster out of a plant.
Yeah, they're willing to
a Smash moveset out of a plant.
Mr. Game & Watch. Wii Fit Trainer. I think Wii Fit Trainer is actually the craziest one.
I can agree with that, honestly. Like, at the very least, like, Wii Fit Trainer has, like, a foundation with the yoga poses and everything. I'm gonna be real, like, Game & Watch still manages to shock me with just how deep that moveset gets.
Because Game & Watch was crazy because, like, that wasn't really, like, a character yet. I feel like... I could be wrong, but I feel like Mr. Game & Watch... Like, the Game & Watch games weren't considered to all be, like, a guy.
Yeah. No.
Like, a single guy who was in those games. I feel like that kind of happened...
Like, for all
retrospectively.
Yeah, like, for all intents and purposes, Mr. Game & Watch was created for Smash Brothers.
But I think that's true.
Off the concept of the Game & Watch games.
I can't think of him appearing as Mr. Game & Watch before that.
Ooh. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun.
That doesn't look menacing at all.
It's just sitting there.
You're not just gonna hit it with your sword, are you?
You got a better idea?
No?
Yow!
Okay, not my best idea. I told you something would happen!
Yeah, coolest enemy in the game here.
Yep, the Iron Knuckle. Watch out for its axe attack, it hurts a lot. I think aside from some of the attacks that Ganondorf can do, the Iron Knuckles axe actually does the most damage, like, to you, just in general.
Yeah, also take advantage if he breaks the pillars, there's hearts in them.
Yes.
And you're gonna need every heart you can get. At least I did the first time I played this. I've gotten a little better since then.
Doing good so far.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
Because we talked before about how Nabooru... How it's kind of weird that Nabooru is not in Hyrule Warriors. If Nabooru was in Hyrule Warriors, do you think she'd have a moveset with, like, the dual swords, or, like, the like, pike that the Gerudo guards have, or some kind of spirit magic, or do you think she'd be souped up like this?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, you could give her two different weapons. Impa has multiple weapons.
No, you know what I would think? Here's my thought. Her base moveset would be the Gerudo Warrior style of, oh yeah, he gets fast when I do this. His, her base moveset would be like the classic Gerudo dual scimitar thing. She would turn into the Iron Knuckle with Spirit Awake.
Okay.
Like, you know that big, like, burst of power that they get? Like, similar to how Young Link turns into the Fierce Deity.
Yeah, it would be like a different mode.
Yeah, I feel like turning into the Iron Knuckle would be her Spirit Awakening.
Because you can kind of see here after it loses the breastplate that, like, that appears to be a Gerudo under there.
Is that... I just realized, too, she loses an arm. Like, when you take off the breastplate and everything.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude.
Brutal.
The Iron Knuckle is such an amazing enemy. Like, again, not hard when you understand it, but that pretty much can be said about anything in this game.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude.
Like, they could just be enchanted suits of armor until later, but...
Hey, what's up, Link? How's it going down there, home slice? Surprised to see me? A long time in this world is almost nothing to you, is it? How mysterious.
I'm not sure I really want to entertain that train of thought, Kaepora.
Fair enough. Even I thought that the tales of a boy who could travel back and forth through time was merely a legend. Link, you're fully matured as an adult.
Despite his appearance.
Yeah.
From now on, the future of all the people of Hyrule is on your shoulders. Maybe it's not my time anymore. Here is my last advice. 2 witches inhabit this temple. In order to destroy them, turn their own magic power against them. Do you want to hear what I said again?
I'm good, thanks.
I will continue to watch you. Farewell, Link. So would that suggest that, like, Kaepora Gaebora is a bit of a guardian angel, maybe?
Yeah.
I could see that.
So don't jump down from here, actually, because we need to pick up a Skulltula that we missed after we get this
Right.
chest.
Thank you for telling me. The Silver Gauntlets.
Just one?
If you wore them, you could feel the power in your arms. But these gauntlets won't fit a kid. Plus, you promised to give them to Nabooru. You should keep your word.
Yeah. Ah!
Link, did you hear that?
That sounded like Nabooru! Hey! Where are you taking me? Oh, that can't be good. Ah! Let me go! You fiends! Ganondorf's minions! Link! Get out of here! Now! These witches! They're using black magic on me! That's not good.
She's still down there?
No, she's gone. We gotta get back to the future.
One last thing before we do that, right?
Yep.
So where is this?
I think in the hallway before the room you fought the Iron Knuckle in.
Ah, thank you. So yeah, that just happened.
Right.
Oh. That's really easy to miss.
And I believe that should be all the Skulltulas we can get as a kid.
Yeah, the rest we're gonna have to collect as an adult. Which we're going to do next time. So, thank you guys for joining us for today's episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the ComicFoil.
And in the next episode, we're going to continue our adventure through the Spirit Temple 7 years later. See you guys then.
Now, it's interesting to me because, as far as we know, when you go back in time, you don't really change the past exactly. Like, everything's kind of cyclical.
Yeah.
But as an adult, when we were running through the fortress, we never saw Nabooru, but Avail, the, like, next one in command who gave us the, like, permission slip to go through that territory, mentioned Nabooru being the leader. So that means that, like, they captured Nabooru for being a traitor, but, like, to not make a fuss, they didn't tell anybody that she had been a traitor or that she was being punished.
Yeah, so as far as the Gerudo are concerned, she's been here for 7 years.
Yeah, and they just think she, like, got a promotion and has been doing important stuff.
Did Avail usurp Nabooru?
No, I think Twin Rova must have gone to her and just been like, Nabooru's gonna be very busy, so hold the fort down here till she comes back, okay?
Ooh, devious.
Yeah.